Well, my faith gives me purpose in life, and I get reminded of this every day when I say a very powerful prayer of Baha'u'llah, which says, I bear witness, O my God, that Thou hast created me to know Thee and to worship Thee. So every day I remind myself that I'm here for purpose in this life, to know God, to learn more about Him, what He wants from me, and to worship Him. And it's like if you love someone, you want to know more and more about that person. You want to be sort of present, even spiritually present with that person. You want to know about the life of Baha'u'llah. And the same thing happens with God. You want to know more. What was Baha'u'llah's life like? What is He asking me to do? How shall I conduct my life every single day? So that's a good reminder. And also, every morning we are encouraged to see how we are feeling towards God. Are we close to God every day? Are we attached to this world, to this material world? Are we feeling more prayerful than yesterday? And if so, then that's wonderful, and we should thank God for this bounty, and we should ask Him to give us more of this strength. And of course, not every day is a success in life. Sometimes we fail. Sometimes we don't do things rightly, which is fine, again. But again, during this meditation or during our pause in the day, it's good to see what can I do better, and ask God again, can you give me strength to make sure I do better next time? So Baha'u'llah says, and again, very often I'm reminding myself of this, Baha'u'llah says, let each morn be better than its eve, and each morrow richer than its yesterday.
It affects every aspect of my daily life. So my relationship with God is transcendent. It's above all other relationships. So I dearly love my children, my grandchildren, my wife, my parents, my family, my friends, but they're all a love that's built upon this central love, this primary love, as it were, for God. And so, and in the same way that, when we love someone, we want to please them. So I want my life to be lived for to please God, to do what He wants me to do with my life. Of course, I have to say that I don't achieve that. No one, I'm sure, ever does. But there are prayers for forgiveness, and I will seek forgiveness, and I'll ask for strength to be a better person the next day, and so on. And Baha'u'llah is very encouraging. Baha'u'llah said, let each morn be better than its eve, and each morrow richer than its yesterday. So, I may have made mistakes today. I may have said or done things that I wish I hadn't said or done, and so on. But, let each morn be better than its eve. Let tomorrow morning be a day when I start afresh and try to gain more strength and to be more like the person that He wants me to be. And He's given us lots of advice about how to live our lives, how to live lives of happiness, but also of service. And service is fundamental, and guarding against idleness, he thought was very important. We should do we should cling to what profits mankind as well. So that should be central in our thoughts, not just, obviously we care for our families and our community and so on, but ultimately we should be thinking, what's the best thing here for humanity? And how do we do that? And Baha'u'llah actually is supposed to have said, there was a story, that Baha'u'llah listed 4 qualities that he thought were the qualities he was particularly pleased to see in people. And the first of these was enthusiasm and courage. Have an enthusiasm for life and courage to do what we think is right. The second of these was to have a face wreathed with smiles and a radiant countenance. So this is not false smiles, this is sincere smiles. So we should be developing an inner self, an inner contentment that radiates out for others, because it's not just for us, it's for our contribution to the whole of society and so on, to try to be a cheerful, radiant person, helping others and so on. The third of these was that we should see through our own eyes and not through the eyes of others. So we should trust that, God has given us a mind, we should use it. So we shouldn't be we should always listen to other people, but we shouldn't be overly influenced by them. We should trust to see that we could see things through our own eyes and not through the others. And the fourth of them was to persevere, to be able to take on a task and see it through to completion. And these were the four particular qualities that were highlighted.
Well, I feel there's a very special relationship that I have with God, and He's always with me. And it's not like I only think of Him, a special time of the day or a special day of the week. He's very close to me, and every time I'm thinking of something, I always think, is God going to be happy with me? Because He obviously wants to see qualities like truthfulness, honesty, generosity, kindness. These are all qualities that He likes. So every time, every day, I'm thinking of Him and thinking, is He going to be happy with me? And when I want to make a decision or take any actions, I always think of Him and ask myself, would God be happy with this decision that I'm making? Life is full of challenges for all of us, and we all go through times that we are, feeling low and not very happy. And I think the belief in God gives us this reassurance and this trust that everything will be fine. And everything that happens to us, it's for our own good and for our own growth. Another thing which I think the belief in God helps me is that as Baha'is, we believe work is worship. And when we are going to work, it's not just that we are going to work to make money. We have to offer it in a spirit of service. So every time I go to work, I always think that I'm worshiping God, and I always want to do my best and serve humanity in whatever I do.